Hello, welcome back to Underrated Movies. I'm your guy, I'm your man, Mr. Alton Henry. And today, I'd like to talk about another underrated film that I believe is underrated and unique. It's actually, I watched it for the second time. The first time, well, second time in about like a year and a half since I seen the film. And this is The Green Knight, David Lowery's The Green Knight, starring Dave Patel, Joel Edgerton, Sheen Harris, and um, whoever that actor's name is who plays the Knight, the Green Knight. And it's I guess, a alternate retelling of Sir Gawain and his tales of dealing with the Green Knight, where the Green Knight challenges King Arthur to a game where he lands a blow on the Green Knight, and a year later he must do the same, travel and meet this Green Knight. But instead of, well, I think in the legend, Gawain does take uh, King Arthur's place. But I think he's done more in a more honorable sense. But I think in the film, from what I've seen and researched, uh, Gawain is not a honorable man. In fact, he's kind of labeled as I would say, a weak man, where he does pretty much the opposite of what a masculine man would do, or knight, or basically the guy wants to be a knight, but he doesn't do the necessities of putting himself through some grueling and intense situations to be respected as a knight. So when he takes King Arthur's uh, place and accept this game, he embarks on a journey to meet the Green Knight and to challenge him, but to receive the same blow that he laid on him, which is interesting. And first off, I'll go off the back. I mean, this is not an action film at all. It's a fantasy drama adventure where it's about a man who, and this is from what I think. I think it's about really dealing with the essence of time, that time is going to move forward and you cannot delay your growth. I mean, you do, you're just wasting time. But from my understanding, I think the film really tries to get, and I think the characters around Sir Gawain, is that he needs to basically stop being a coward and move on to trying to live life on a, not necessarily on a fear of death, because every time he would try to deal with some sort of conflict that deals with some sort of death and demise, the guy is quite fearful. And it's to get away from that and to accept the challenge of death and face it, and knowing what could happen. But if you do succeed, you move on uh, to continue to grow and develop yourself as a better human being. And there's a sequence into the film that happens towards the end where it takes a alternate choice if Gurren made a certain choice and didn't go through with the game. And first off, I like to say this film is beautiful. I love the production value of this movie. Major big studios, take note. You don't need a big ass $200 million movie to make a film look beautiful. I mean, this film is beautiful. I think the budget was like 15 or 18 mil. I think in the box office, it barely succeeded its expectation. I think it was like 20 million or 25 million grossed over, passes. I mean, oh, I think in total revenue. But this film here is beautiful. Every frame here feels like a painting. There's actually a couple of shots in this film that I personally thought was probably one of the most beautiful and breathtaking sceneries or images I've seen in a film, and it's really well done. Like I have to give props to the production team on this. Dave Patel, he is incredible in this film, where you do feel for the guy, but then he's pretty much a dirt bag. You feel for the guy when he's put in these situations, but then when you get to know his character and his situation, you kind of want him to go through the game and to try to develop himself a little bit more. I mean, as this as this character, I mean, the guy has some pretty bad habits, but as he goes along in this journey and continues to encounter these uniquely unusual characters and enduring um strange visual uh um, visions of the Green Knight and his quest, you kind of figure out what's probably going to happen if uh Gawain doesn't succeed, and you see the journey, and it's actually amazing. It's there's some beautiful just choices that David Lowery makes with this film. And I think this is best movie so far. I love the experimentation that he has with this film, and I just love it. Um, to me, the actor who plays the Green Knight delivers this very all and suspenseful like presence, and it's very outstanding, at least to me. Um, Whenever he's on screen, which is very little to be honest, he delivers a very menacing, ghostly, but nurturing presence, especially towards the end. That nurturing comes in towards the end where Guru meets his destination. The film does feel like it does drag a little bit. I mean, there is a slow buildup, and then, quite frankly, the journey doesn't feel so long. But there are sequences where he like pit stops where it does feel longer than others. There's one particular scene where he meets an unusual couple where that seems to kind of drag out a little bit, but and it's unique. It's unique. It's a unique scene, and which I won't spoil much about it. But it's a very, I would say, meditating film about the race against time of self development, and we have to, for me, embrace the idea that time does pass by, and I think the best moment you have in that time, the time that we have, is to quickly push on and become our better selves. From what I've understood from this film, there is a big difference from the original legend and what the film chooses to portray Gorin as in this film. And I like some of these choices, and it actually feels more relevant based on what the film is what the message of the film is about. I think it feels very relevant um today, philosophical wise. Um, Green Knight, I really recommend it. Though, if you're looking for a very action heavy kind of movie, you're not gonna like this at all. I mean, not at all. It does slowly build up to a conclusion where it's just an idea. It doesn't build up to no final battle. It does build up to a confrontation, but not one where you expect. It builds up to something to where it gives you something to really think about life and the idea of how time plays within our lives. The Green Knight, have you seen it? Comment below, let me know if you have, and let me know what is your favorite underrated film.